Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to Coffee Talk with me, Karen B. How's everybody doing? I still have the wrong date. Darn it, I knew I forgot to do something. Let me fix that. How's my sound? Is my sound okay? There we go. Plugged in. All right. Anyway, good rising, everybody. I think I know what's weird. It's telling me my bit rate's lower. Well, that doesn't make any sense. Hold on. One sec. Oh, nope, that's right. Is it buffering? Man, I don't want trouble first thing in the morning. Let's see. Danny Smith, good to see you. Truth and Justice, Scrotal Xerox, Spicy Sarah, Jeff Rust. Let's keep it flat. How could it be anything but flat? That's what it observably, measurably is. Alpine Endeavor, Earth First, Space Later, Good Times for All, Southern Belle, Voy, I Am Ion's Cat, Tony Coriolis, Rose, good morning, Karen. It's good to see you, Rose. Hope you're doing well today. Accidental Alchemist, good to see you. Jana, Billingtano, Chi-Chi, good to see you. Who else is here? Josh Monday Music and Podcast. Okay, cool. I think you know a lot of things that are weird and don't make sense, not just on your Coffee Talk production. Like weird people who don't make sense. What do you mean? Beignets. Excellent. Doing a 180 today. What do you mean 180? What do you mean? What do you mean? That's better. All right. I fixed my sound for myself. Please come and we have a guest room, she says. Just getting rolling. Yeah. Oh, because it's episode 180. Okay. I gotcha. Yes, episode 180. And that's one a week, so how many? That's a long time. Do you think I'll make it to 200? I'm not so sure. I am not so sure that I will make it to 200. Anyway, I don't know. Crazy things are going on. Everything's changing. And enough people have gotten into whatever this is. I still don't really know what to call it. It's you know. And, I don't know. It's just gotten... I don't even have the words to explain. You know what I mean? Like, it's just crazy right now. Like, all this stuff with these people and the things that people believe and push, the things that are popular are like, I just can't, I can't get down with it. Like, I'm just over here. Basically, I guess what I'm saying is that I'm just basically over here, like, hanging out by myself on the outside, sort of watching what's going on at this point. And just observing and waiting to see what kind of goes down. It's really sad. Hi, Big Pine Sailing. Liz the Iron Maiden. Hey. 3 weeks from today, I'll be in the sky. I can't wait. Can't wait to see you. It's going to be awesome. Everything is weird, right? The Real Earth Club. Episode 621. Is that the number of the episode with that scientist guy? You know, I never did finish that episode. I think I only got like through 1 hour. If that. And then life. Because it's springtime here. And there's a lot of outside stuff that needs to be done. You know, outside work. Like, especially when you're coming just from winter into spring. You know, and everything's starting to grow. You really gotta... You're busy. You gotta get stuff in order. So that when things start to take off, the right things are growing and the wrong things are not. Earth Club. Real Earth Club. We can be all by ourselves together. That's right, Vincent. Do you think the Jet Blake stuff is unproven bullshit, or do you think he was telling the truth and is really doing what he says he's doing? Yeah, I can't comment on that quite yet. I'm sorry. You know, people send me stuff and then I gotta do stuff. I can't even keep my shit straight anymore. You know, I just can't. How do you, I need like a life personal assistant to help me keep all my shit straight. Because I just can't do it anymore. It's like impossible. Alcohol and chainsaws, yes. That's what we've been doing. Our garden is ready to go. Yeah. Especially because of the destruction of Helene. So much to do, yes. Yeah. And then I have all these freaking dogs that I can't get rid of. You know? And the owner, the dude whose dogs they are, like, he's in such bad shape. He's basically been getting, like, epidural injections for his back. He can't, you know, he really can't do anything right now. He's, like, incapacitated. That's how we ended up with these dogs. You know, but I've been trying to find homes for them. And I found homes for all the males. But the female dogs, it's like nobody wants them. I don't know why. They're good dogs. They're so sweet. I've been training them. They're smart. I've been teaching them sit and stay and down and all that shit. You know, because I'm like, well, if they're gonna be here, I better start teaching them something, because hopefully eventually somebody somewhere will want one of these dogs, and I at least want them to be able to work with them and know commands and stuff and know good behavior. So there's that. Get me a green card. Like maybe I used to in 2020. Yeah. Yeah, so anyway, but it's just everything that's going on with like our people, it's just so weird right now. You know what I'm saying? It's so weird. It's really weird. And then I was messaging Zach. Zach stopped talking to me, Dr. Zach, because I told him that I didn't think all the sun rays went back to one sun. And I think he's like, oh, he thinks I lost my mind. Are you watching, Zach? I don't think the sun rays go back to one sun. I think I don't know what the sun is, but it doesn't work like they tell us it does. I just don't think it does, because if you make all the sun rays go back to one sun, that's how you end up mapping the world as a ball, right? But the Earth doesn't have any curvature and there's no motion detected, so it's not a spinning ball, right? So if it's not a ball, then maybe the sun rays don't go back to one sun. Maybe they just go back to the manifestation of the sun in your geological location. I mean, can't rule it out. Hello, Ivan T. If someone wanted one who was in Denver, would they have to come get it? Or yeah, probably. Or I could meet them in some of the way. You know, I'd be willing to meet if somebody wanted to give the doggies a good home. But we would have to figure something out, because I just have so much going on here. It's hard for me to get away from the property for too long. Thunder Chicken, what up? Karen's back on the ball, according to Zach. No, he didn't say that. He just stopped calling me. I mean, not calling me, but he just kind of didn't respond in the chat anymore. I'm sure he's fine. We'll figure it out. They can't meet unless the dog ends up on a Greyhound. Oh, well, Denver's freaking far. For 90 days because your cats are making you sick, Rose? Oh my gosh. There's an underground railroad for puppy rehoming, I think. I mean, I'll work with you however I can. I mean, you know, because there's freaking 4 of them, and they're getting bigger, and they're starting to fight a little bit too sometimes, because, you know, they're all bitches. 4 bitches, all from the same pack, the same litter, right? And they're starting to get a little bitchy. And it's like, man, I don't want to have to build, like, you know, we can't just keep building more and more dog pens, you know, to separate them and have everybody set up comfortably. Like, I am not a dog rescue, and I am just not set up for all that. You can fly back with the dog when it's up to 15 pounds. For up to 15 pounds. And I would have to weigh my dogs and see if they could fly back. But that's also kind of a pain in the butt to take a puppy and, like, fly it somewhere. But my mom did that because she bought her dog from a breeder out here. She got a mini Aussie and then flew it back on the plane with her. Yeah, 4 bitches fussing over which one is the dominant bitch. Yeah, right. Still though, the mom is the dominant one. They're 14 weeks, Caprice. They're 14 weeks old on Wednesday. So, like, I've had them for a while now. And they're ready. They're ready to start training. They're ready to start, you know, becoming their little, fulfilling their doggy purpose, I guess I should say. They're ready. And they're so sweet. They are sweet dogs individually, like, and they don't fight all the time. They're good dogs. But, you know, it gets a little intense in there sometimes. Like around feeding time and whatnot. Yeah, they get a little scrappy. Yeah, no, not checking. I don't, Yeah. Yeah, but if they're under 15 pounds, you can take them as a carry-on, I think. At least that's what my mom was doing. I don't think she had to buy it a ticket, like its own ticket or anything. She just had to be under a certain weight. Anyway, I also have my phones open. It's 704-666-1776. Horror stories about yeah. Hey, Josh Corey. Jedi Stew, what's up? Sebastian Ruland. Why do you think you probably won't make it to show 200? Free thoughts. Well, because I need a job. Because I need to make money. I am to the point where I need to have employment. And here's the problem. I've been a stay-at-home mom since 2011, and I've not held down a normal job since then. And like now, my children are teenagers. My daughter's about to turn 13. And I need to do something with myself. I just have no idea what. You know, but that's the reality of the situation. I'm not doing Oktoberfests anymore. feel betrayed like I'm not. 2011 was when you graduated high school? Wow. I graduated high school in 1995. So yeah, the problem is I have no idea what to do with myself. Or, you know, if I could be in business for myself or not. Like, I don't really know what I'm doing right now, but I need to do something. So, anybody got any suggestions? Open to suggestions. Hello from Arizona. I'm retired and bored here. Work at the local garden center. That's actually not a bad idea. I don't know if they're hiring. I guess I'd have to see if there's any that are hiring. That might be nice, hanging out with plants all day. And then it's kind of crazy too, because like I don't even know, like I can't even have a full-time job because I have all these animals and children and shit that I gotta take care of. Start homesteading, goodbye free time. That's just it too, Thunder Chicken. Like, I really don't have a lot of... I'm not even really homesteading. Did you guys see that Brian got his realtor license? He's now a realtor. So he's got a real career. Very proud of Brian. Very proud of Brian. I would do that, except I don't think that my tattoos would go over well in the real estate world. Plus, I don't know that a garden center would really pay me very much. You make money at garden centers? Getting your art going again? Yeah, I was doing that too. I was thinking about that. I started making those little wood signs and stuff. I like doing stuff like that. Thank you for calling Coffee Talk. You're on with Karen B.
Hello, it's Rose.
Hi, Rose. I thought that was you. It's good to hear from you.
Good morning. And I called for two reasons, but let's start with Brian in real estate.
Yeah.
Okay, I am so proud of him and so over the moon. And I don't know if, I've told some people that I talked to one-on-one, but for the audience, sorry, that was my tuning fork against my glass water that says healing and prosperity on it. I'm such a toother. Okay, so, I dropped the tuning fork. I'm a shitty toother. Okay, so, all right. So I'm also back into real estate and helping my family's company, and I'm so happy because I just feel like ever since 2020, they just hated me because of my, ideologies and whatever. But so now they're finally welcoming back, and from remotely, I've been helping them, and so it's been so fun as Brian was getting his license, and I'm like going into my little meetings and reconnecting with my family because my little sister became the CEO, and I'm so proud of her. And my little brother, who is a sommelier in Portland, realized, like, why am I here and not just working for the family biz? So now, like, all of us, except for my sister, who's the Hollywood producer, all three of us kids are like all like talking to each other again, and it's like nothing about politics or the New World Order. and it just feels so good. So like Brian, I just feel like doing something, productive and helpful that's away from all this like toxic internet stuff that I think was really consuming me. And I'm just so proud of Brian, but I have a motive to eventually, once he becomes like the Lake Norman tycoon, like real estate tycoon, when he's seriously killing it and has a hoe in every area code. And I don't mean that in the gangster rap sense. I mean having sellers in every area code of North Carolina and South Carolina. But anyway, my goal is that once he's like a kick-ass successful, I am going to basically make him start a franchise of my dad's business in Lake Norman. And so that's my new puppeteering outside of the truth community of my world domination, because he's so kick-ass and he's going to be so good at this. I just know it. So congratulations to Brian. And then what was the other thing I was going to mention? I spent too long talking about Brian. I said something in the chat. Do I have to go look back at what I was talking about?
I had Brian show me a house this weekend. I was his first showing. Did you know that?
That's so exciting. Hold on, I'm scrolling up in the chat where I was. Oh, yeah, okay. Karen, are you familiar with the Lori Vallow case?
No.
Okay, so in 2020, when I was watching you and Brian on, your live streams like in April of 2020, you remember how, and I was like going to go to Hawaii and I had tickets and everything, and I called in for the first time and I'm like, I'm going. But then I called all the people in Hawaii and they're like, don't come here with your broken body. And I got all these death threats for being a cripple wanting to go to Hawaii during the lockdowns. And so I didn't go because they said they were waiting for me at the Hui airport. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So at that time, the mayor of Kauai posted my picture on Instagram, shaming me. It's like, look at this girl who doesn't care and she's going to bring her diseases and stuff. But then my friend from Kauai, he was like, damn, Rose, you're getting more publicity over here on the island than the Doomsday Killer mom. And I'm like, who the hell is the Doomsday Killer mom? And I looked her up, and it's this terrible story about this psychotic woman who's a Mormon religious zealot, delusional, who thinks she's one of those people that thinks like the people she kills are going to be better off in heaven and blah, blah, blah. And so she killed the girlfriend of her brother. She killed her she killed her husband, who was the stepfather of her children, and then she killed the two poor children. And now she's blaming this poor little girl who's dead on everything. She's the perfect example of a psycho narcissist. And even though she was already convicted of killing the kids, she's now on trial for the husband, and she's doing it pro se. And since she's a convicted murderer, she has to wear a shock belt while she's interrogating. And I highly recommend watching the way that she talks and the way that she cross-examined the sister of her husband that she killed. And it's so gratifying because it's just gratifying because she's so evil, but everyone on like the witness stand is like, showing her how stupid she is. And the only reason I'm bringing this up is because I'm just fascinated by like different kinds of personalities and disorders and stuff. And that was my shungite. It's such a good example of seeing someone who seriously is not just like mentally ill, but the most evil person that you could ever imagine.
That's wild.
You should, so the name of the sister, who's a total badass, and because she was so good at going head-to-head with Lori, the interrogation was only 8 minutes long, and I'm not going to say what she said at the end, but it was like mic drop, and the judge's face was jaw dropped. So, yeah, I recommend it. 8-minute video, and her name is Kay Woodcock. that's the interrogation from Lori Vallow that people should watch.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
All right. Well, that's all I've got for my Monday morning. A little bit of Brian's success, a little bit of horrific human condition of the psycho evil on this planet. I'm sorry, Earth, whatever this realm is. And that's all I've got.
Do you know more about the shock belt? Like, how does that work? Is she, like, hooked up to something? Who's got the button that shocks her? Like,
I think that the judge might have it, but because she's a convicted serial murderer and she's pro se, she's allowed to just traverse and walk around over past the bar, you know? So since they are not allowed to handcuff her like they usually do and, you know, gag her and stuff because she's also like a crazy bitch. And also because they want to prevent a mistrial, they are catering to her and being as nice as possible and just, you know, doing everything to make sure that she can't argue that, you know, this was done wrong or whatever.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah. And so this is 5 years after the fact that this is all finally coming to an end. Like, she had the murder trial for the kids in Idaho, but the jury in the new trial can't know that she killed her kids. So it's so crazy how they have to finesse and get the jury out of the room and just make sure that, like, when they say what happened in Idaho, the jury must be thinking, what the fuck happened in Idaho? So she has to be convicted of killing her husband without the jury knowing that she already killed her kids. And I'm not sure how people feel about that or what the reason for that would be. But if I was on the jury, I would definitely want to know if the defendant already killed their kids.
Yeah, how does that not come into play?
I don't know. It must have something to do with, like, preserving the, like they're only supposed to be focusing on this crime, right? So I don't get it. I feel like this is relevant evidence of a previous crime. So I might have to look into it. Maybe I got it wrong, but I know for sure that they are not talking about the fact that Tylee, because she's blaming her beautiful, innocent 11-year-old daughter on killing the son instead of herself. So when they talk about Tylee in front of the jury, the jury doesn't even know that Tylee's dead. So it's interesting. I'll have to look into why this is. But it's so that they don't get a mistrial. I think they're just doing everything they can to keep the jury unbiased.
Well, I mean, that's why it's so hard for jury selection for cases that are so famous, because you have to find people who don't know anything about anything, and they only hear the arguments of the case, because that's how you're supposed to get the fair trial in front of your peers, right?
Yeah. Well, I feel like I'm taking up too much time talking about something so dark, but maybe there's people out there that are still interested in true crime in addition to the New World Order.
Yeah, Cammie is. She watches that stuff.
Does Cammie know who I'm talking about?
Yes, she does. Yes, she does.
Oh, okay. Well,
she's even describing the belt felons wear at court when they need mobility so they can shock you if you go in attack mode. Exactly.
And so she has a figure, right? She's not fat, but under her jacket you can tell that there's, like, no definition because that's the shock belt. And a lot of the commentators are shocked that she has, not, no pun intended, but they're shocked that she hasn't been shocked yet.
That's funny. That is funny.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I got to get ready for the day, so it's lovely to speak to you, and cheers to the entire audience. And Brian Staveley is kicking ass, so props to him too.
Yep. All right. Thanks for calling, Rose. It's good to hear from you.
Love you. Bye.
I love you too. Love true crime. Yeah. I have to admit, I've watched a lot of that stuff too recently. People are just so screwed up, man. The stuff that people do, humans are jacked up, like really jacked up. We're the best. It was not ruled a homicide originally for the husband. She killed her husband first and the kids were not dead at the time. That woman sounds like a psychopath. I mean, killing anybody, but killing your family? Definite psycho. Who's Brian? Brian Stavely, Dose of Reality. The Mandela Effect guy, the 9/11 guy. That's wild. What's her name? Lori Vallow? Daybell Doomsday Murders.
Lori Vallow Daybell. Good evening. New tonight, a veteran prosecutor is weighing in on week one of Lori Vallow Daybell's second trial.
She helped secure the first conviction against the so-called Doomsday Mom in Idaho. New specialist Garna Mejia has been following the case and joins us in the newsroom with the prosecutor's reaction. Garna?
Yeah, you guys, well, 2 years ago, Rachel Smith was sitting across from Lori Vallow Daybell, and now she's seeing what Arizona prosecutors are experiencing. So far, she says Vallow Daybell may turn out to be her own worst enemy.
She is probably going to go down in history as an example of why you're not your own lawyer.
Watching Lori Vallow Daybell's second trial in Arizona this week.
Well, I mean, she's also a psychotic killer. There are people who can be their own attorney, and they're not psychotic killers, and they do well.
Rachel Smith, who was on the prosecution team for
They just
her
gotta throw
first
it in
trial
there.
in
Don't ever
Idaho,
be your own
says that
attorney.
by representing herself,
She's her own worst enemy.
Lori is showing the jury what she is capable of.
So her changing and turning demeanors, depending on who's on the stand, shows how calculated she is.
Rachel says
Yeah, 'cause
Lori's
she's a psychopath.
cross-examination of the woman Charles Vallow went on a date with the night before he was killed had a major impact.
Even though Lori didn't mean to, Lori's cross-examination of Nancy Joe helped the prosecution.
Lori was so combative.
Do you go on dates with married men? Not naturally?
The prosecution had to step in.
I'm going to also object under 611 for harassment.
I literally was sitting there saying, hypocrite, hypocrite, to my computer screen.
It was Lori who was having an affair with Chad Daybell. Rachel says this irony won't be lost on the jury.
You have somebody who went on one date with the man who chokes up. And Lori hasn't choked up ever about Charles's death. The jury will see that.
Well, Vallow Daybell is charged with conspiracy to commit murder in her husband's death. Smith tells us that she was also impressed with the restraint shown by the Arizona prosecutor, but she is concerned about the possibility of the jury losing any more alternates. I'll send it back to you.
Interesting insights, Garna. Thank you.
And what the woman's crazy. Nancy Jo Hancock, is that the one? Is that the one that you were saying, Rose? Or what was the name of the one? That was the good one. Not into Emmy, or the only one? No, you're not the only one. There's a lot of people who are not into Emmy. Her cult leader was Chad Daybell. She married him after killing the husband. Oh my god. Don't ever be your own attorney is a great idea. Anybody chatting on these other platforms? Oh, Raised by Gypsies on Rockfin. Hello. The older you get, the less you care about straight shit. No shit is the fear. Yeah. Work at the garden center, but tell them you need Moonday mornings off. Yeah. Hancock. This woman. Interesting. Dark spirits. Daybell's trial in Arizona for conspiring to murder her then-husband Vallow began this week. He was killed in her home in July 2019 after coming to pick up their son JJ Vallow to bring him to school when Daybell's brother Alex Cox shot him. Daybell has already been convicted of murdering her two youngest children, 7-year-old JJ and 16-year-old Tylee. Wow, she killed her 16-year-old daughter? Tylee Ryan, is that a girl's name? Along with conspiring to kill her new husband, Chad Daybell's wife. Later in 2019, Lori Daybell is serving 5 life sentences without possibility of parole. The children were reported missing for several months before their bodies were found buried in rural Idaho on Chad Daybell's property. Holy shit. At the start of Wednesday's trial, Lori Daybell questioned Daniel Coons, a detective with the Chandler Police Department, following his initial testimony on Tuesday. Daybell, representing herself, asked whether various items at the scene of Vallow's death were tested, including the fabric of her husband's shirt and a mark on the floor that the officer said he believed was from a shot that hit her husband. Would it be fair to say that you made an assumption early on and only investigated the things that supported that assumption, she asked Coons. He responded, no, ma'am. She then listed facts, asking if they are all he knows with certainty. He told Daybell she oversimplified and that there are no more things he knows in the case than the few she listed. He testified that of the 2 shots, the location of the projectile marks in the room and the other evidence of the scene supports a theory that Vallow was shot once while standing and once while on the ground, suggesting at least the second shot was not a self-defense as Cox claimed. Oh, so no wonder. Okay, so wait a minute. This is saying that somebody named Alex Cox killed her husband. So I don't understand. So she's on trial for killing him now? This is weird. Is that what I'm reading? I want to get my passport. Should I get the information to be a national? Yeah. Yeah, I would do that. I would do that. Yes, Alan. Yes. That's what I want to do. Woman says Vallow mentioned changing insurance beneficiary the day before his death. Interesting. Is Arizona for conspiring? Oh, so they're saying that she was conspiring, that this guy did the shooting, but she was part of the conspiring to kill him. Well, clearly. So she got convicted for murdering her children. Alan Cox is her brother. She set him up claiming abuse and then killed him too. Holy sheez. So this guy's dead too? Alex Cox is dead? Good Lord. Consist of a series of killings including child murder, filicide, and spousal murder committed by an American couple, Lori Vallow Daybell, and Chad Daybell. They led a Mormon religious sect described in the media as a doomsday cult. Oy vey. This case was set in motion when Lori's daughter, Tylee Ryan, 16, and adopted son, Joshua Jackson Vallow, disappeared in September 9th and September 23rd, respectively. Their remains were found in Rexburg, Ohio, June 9th, 2020. They had been buried on a property owned by Chad, who was Lori's lover at the time of their deaths, and become her husband by the time their bodies were found. The case also involved the murders of Lori's previous husband, Charles Vallow, Chad's wife, Tammy Daybell, as well as the attempted murder of Lori's nephew-in-law, Brandon Boudreaux. Lori's brother, Alex Cox, who is believed by authorities to have participated in the crimes, died before he could be brought to justice. At the time of the murders, Chad and Lori were members of the Church of the Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. However, their beliefs had significantly deviated from the mainstream Mormonism. Chad was an apocalyptic author and publisher who claimed to have visions of the future, lived through multiple past lives and prophecy. See, this is where religion gets very dangerous. Very dangerous. Good night. After the police questioned Lori about JJ's whereabouts, she and Chad abruptly vacated their homes in Idaho and left for Hawaii. As police searched for JJ, they discovered that Tylee was also missing. Wow. On February 20th, 2020, Lori was arrested for desertion and non-support of her children. On June 9th, police discovered the remains of Tylee and JJ during a search at Chad's home and property in Idaho. Wow. Crazy. Look at her smirking in her mugshot. What a psycho. Good God. My baby mama will die in prison someday. She is banned from ever getting parole. Really? What did she do, Tommy? She also killed Alan. Kay Woodcock. That's the one that you're talking about? Kay Woodcock is the one that, oh, whoops. Oh, this one? I kind of want to watch it. Ego is ginormous. She did horrible, unthinkable things to my youngest daughter so bad you don't want the details. Oh my God. Good Lord, Tommy, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Tommy. Lori cross-examines witnesses. None of these are 8 minutes. So send me a link or I'm going to click on one of these shorter ones. Oh, here's one that's 8 minutes. Is it this one? Let's see. Prosecutor in this trial alleges that Lori conspired with her brother to what now? To murder her husband Charles for the life insurance money. Lori was having an affair at the time with Chad Daybell. Lori's 2 children, Tylee and JJ, would later be found buried in Lori's new husband's yard in Rexburg. That's fucking crazy, dude. That's insane. How, as a mother, are you even capable of even thinking about doing something like that, let alone carrying it out? That woman needs to rot in jail for sure. Or, they can put her in front of the firing squad. I wouldn't be against it. I know there's a lot of people who don't like the death penalty. They're against death penalty. But man, I'll tell you what. Some people should die.
Oh, boy.
My mic's low. I did turn the volume down a little bit.
Ms. Lecoq, where were you on July 11th, 2019?
At home in Lake Charles, Louisiana.
Were you aware at all of the relationship between Charles and Tylee?
It was, let's say, it was a bit contemptuous. It seemed like there was always a lot of drama going on, and so that's all I knew. He didn't say too much about it, and I didn't pry.
But you knew that there was some kind of contention going on with those two for a
hear
while.
you.
I'm sorry. You did know that there was some kind of contention going on with those two for a while.
Yes.
Okay. And you weren't really aware of the events that happened that morning, were you?
The morning of his murder?
Of July 11th?
No, I wasn't.
Okay.
Because you didn't tell me.
Ms. Woodcock, did you see or hear or personally witness me conspire with Alex Cox to kill my husband, Charles Vallow?
No, but I saw a ton of evidence that did.
Thank you. No further questions.
All right, redirect.
Just briefly.
You were asked about the relationship between your brother and Tylee. How old was Tylee when Lori and Charles got married?
She was 3, right around 3.
So was Charles in her life for most of her memorable years?
Exactly. Yes, he was.
And how old was she in July of 2019?
She was 16. Yeah,
So a teenager.
Yes.
In terms of their relationship, are you saying that Charles and Tylee never had good times?
Oh, I'm not. No, I'm not saying that. I saw them have good times, and it wasn't, it wasn't that they couldn't look at each other, or, it wasn't like that. But I mean, yeah, a teenage girl on one is hard anyway. But I do know that there was a lot of issues with her dad and Lori with her ex-husband and custody, and it was a mess. It was a mess.
So Tylee had a lot going on in her life.
Yes, she did.
And you would see her and Charles at times.
Why, is that it?
Have difficulty getting along.
I never really saw anything that sticks out in my mind. But I just know he'd tell me how it was just difficult. And it, as a step parent, it can be very difficult. I can attest to that.
Is there nothing else between that woman and here? Lori said no further questions. Oh, is that why that's the end? I was wondering, I'm like, well, she just stops right there? Huh, interesting. Yeah, we just talked about it. It's Lori Vallow, some woman who like married some cult leader, some Mormon cult leader, and then they killed a bunch of people, killed their children, killed their dude, psychos, man, psychos. Anyway, Blue Origin flight takes 6 women, including Gayle King, Katy Perry, to space. Get out of here. Oh, it's gonna make me try to pay. Is there one of these that is not on a pay site? I'm definitely not paying for that. Blue Origin completes space trip featuring all-female crew. Katy Perry went on a ride in the Blue Origin. And 5 other celebrities launched into space today on a short flight aboard Blue Origin's New Shepard rocket capsule. Joining Perry as part of the all-female crew were Gayle King, CBS Mornings co-host Lauren Sanchez, a former journalist who is Jeff Bezos' fiancée, Aisha Bowe, a former NASA rocket scientist, Amanda Nguyen, bioastronautics research scientist, and Carrie Ann Flynn, a movie producer. Oh, a movie producer, huh? Took off at 9:30 a.m. from Blue Origin's launch site, Van Horn, Texas. During the roughly 10-minute flight, the 6 crew members flew just above the Kármán line, an invisible boundary at an altitude of 62 miles that is widely accepted as the edge of space, before the capsule descended under parachutes and landed in the Texas desert. That means they didn't go to space. I love how they say, oh, they went to space, but then it's like, oh, but it's the edge of space. They, like, looked at space. But then they all say they went to space. I mean, it's just so ridiculous. Just got done watching it live. What a freaking joke it was. You had all the witches from Hollywood there. Oprah, the Kardashians. Oh my god. Do reader view? What's reader view? I just zoom in on it. I'd actually care if they were left up there. Well, because they don't even fly that thing. They just shoot it up in the air and then it falls back down. 62 miles is nothing. Seriously, 62 miles is nothing. If the Earth is 25,000 feet in diameter, like edge to edge, let's say, ish, 62 miles is nothing. Is literally nothing. Hello, Jerome. You'd see curve at Kármán line, though, according to mainstream. Well, I don't know, because Neil deGrasse Tyson says it would be flat. So I don't know.
I don't really have words for it. Oh my God, Lauren, I want to cry just seeing you.
I'm so proud of this crew. Like, I mean, Gail, you know, we were just talking in the capsule, doesn't even have ear piercings. She's so afraid to do anything. And she got in that capsule, and I think, like, it profoundly
Who is this?
changed her.
Lauren
I mean,
Sanchez?
for me,
This bitch got more filler than a
I can't
custard donut
put it
factory,
into words,
dude.
But like, I looked out the window and we got to see the moon.
And it was pink. Was it pink?
Full moon. It wasn't pink, but it was almost full. And Earth looked so. It was so quiet. It was just quiet. And
is it what you expected?
No.
Better.
Yeah.
Dude, how much surgery has this woman
I don't think you
had?
can describe it.
Good Lord.
Because, you know what I was saying, it was like quiet, but then also really alive. And you look at it and you're like, we're all in this together.
Oh,
like,
shut
that's
up.
all I could think about is like, we're so connected, more connected than you realize, because you just see right here, you see, like, you know, states and all these things that like divide us, but we're not. And
what is your emotion? What makes you emotional?
Joy. Complete and utter joy and
Get her on rock and
gratefulness.
go
Like, it makes me
non-GoPro
want to come
cameras to the
back and just
Carmen line.
hug
That'd be the
everyone
real
and be
test.
like, oh my God,
Maybe.
we're in this together. Like, that's what this is. And
Jeff
This
had
bitch
told
don't live
you
in the
that
same
it
world
will
that we
change
live
you
in.
More than you know, and I know you're only a few minutes removed
There's
from
just
the
no
capsule,
way.
but I can tell already. Yeah.
She's the one who's engaged to Jeff Bezos.
I don't cry that often. So I didn't expect to be
I
this
don't
emotional.
cry
but
that
it's
often
also
because my
all
tear
the
ducts
love
don't really
that was
work
in that
right because they've been
capsule and all
stretched
the,
out and fucked with
and
so
all
much.
The heart and the feelings and all the things, and like,
it's hard to show
seeing
emotion.
Jeff before I left, I just went, like,
got so much putty in my face.
I
My
had to come
God.
back. I mean, we're getting married. If I didn't come back,
Nose job, cheek, and chin implants with lip fillers to proportion. Yeah. Seriously.
You said, Jeff, if you don't want to marry me, you don't have to send me to space.
Don't have to send me to space.
What an incredible experience for you. But the fact that when you're in there, we got to hear some of your audio, but give us some of those moments when you guys, just from the second you took off to the second you landed, describe, if you can, for us what we didn't get to hear.
It was a feeling of joy and like and camaraderie. It was a feeling of gratefulness. It was a feeling that we're doing this. And you know Alan Shepard, I told you about this, did this same exact flight, and he became the first American in space, and 6 women just did the same flight that
Oh, girl power.
I just want to keep hugging you.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
And I hope that more people get to see this, because I feel, I don't even know how much it's going to change me. And I want to thank the Blue team. I mean, look at them. I mean, they work so hard to make sure this vehicle gets up and safe. And
I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. It's one thing to say you're going to
She
do
doesn't have
it.
any
It's another
tears.
thing to actually do it. And
She's
I know
not
there's a phrase in your
crying.
family
You're
that
phony.
life takes off on the other side.
There's no
of fear.
tears.
And here you are, just having landed back on Earth, and now you are officially Lauren Sanchez. Already adding to your extensive resume, you are an astronaut. Congratulations.
She's not a freaking astronaut.
I'm excited to share it with the world, and I'm so grateful.
So all you have to do is write up in the penis tip to become an astronaut now. That's what it's been reduced to. Remember when you had to go through all this rigorous testing and you had to be, trained and you had to have experience and be engineer and like highly educated and physically adept, mentally adept, like it was rigorous. Now all you have to do is put some filler in your cheekbones and take a ride in the penis tip and boom, you're an astronaut. That's how easy it is now. This is legit reality TV programming. Exactly. How many hours was training with? Exactly. Remember when you used to have the right stuff? Remember that? Remember that? It isn't the rocket launch that is fake, it's the people that are fake. Yeah. It's so disgusting. I went to space! Oh my god.
There it is. The door is open. Let's see who's emerging first.
Lauren Sanchez.
Is that Bezos?
Lauren Sanchez hugging her fiance Jeff Bezos.
Oh, it
there
is.
after
Oh,
this
God.
Successful space flight.
Where are my babies? Go see them. Where? I have to go there. Okay. Katy Perry.
There's Katy Perry, yes.
Daisy.
Oh, come on.
Oh, kiss the ground, Katy Perry did. Happy to be back on Earth. I believe that's Amanda Wynn, who you were telling us about, Priscilla. Clearly emotional from that historic space flight.
So ridiculous. I went to space. I'm an astronaut now.
Two more.
I rode in the penis tip and I'm an astronaut. Are you jealous?
I just have to have a moment on the ground. And Gail, happy to be back on the ground.
Yeah, make it believable.
That's our
Sell it,
second kiss
bitch.
of the ground if
Sell
you're
it.
counting at
Kiss
home.
the dirt. It's just a little dirt. It'll make your lips puff up.
And last but not least, Carrie and Lynn.
I went to space!
Amazing. I'm so proud of you.
And they have.
And then if you're a flip-flopper and you think Earth's a globe now you have to believe all that showboat and beat bull crap, and you have to think that those people are genuine. Think they're genuine?
We're joined now by one of Mahmoud Khalil's lawyers, Diab.
No, shut up. I don't want to hear you talking. I mean, it's ridiculous. The wrong stuff. Plastic surgery. This dude, seriously. They show it landing. I don't think there's like an uncut shot of it landing and then all those chicks coming out with their hair did all pretty. I went to space. Let's see. Well, let's see if they have it here. Does anybody have a link? You don't think Katy Perry is real? Oh yeah, she's real. A real puppet. Even average people think this is cringe and looks so strange, right? Yeah, do you think that, like, they're all watching it going, oh, look at them. The women went to space. What a great moment. Do you think they're all, like, all in on that now? It's so funny. They don't have it here? Why don't they have it on the Blue Origin channel? Oh, so that was today?
Amazing. Like, as I pulled up the
beautiful rocket that has just taken these lasers.
2 days becoming a
well over the Kármán line.
Wow.
And at this moment, the astronauts have
I mean, if you can see it, is it really in space? Like, it's just a parabolic flight.
Landing spot just 2 miles north of where it's taken off from. At the top of the rocket, you see a couple of fins that have popped out. Those are to stabilize the rocket as it comes into land.
So Blue Origin is a self-landing rocket too now?
Brakes that deploy that will cut the speed of the rocket in half.
Is that what's going on here? I thought only SpaceX did that. So now they're both doing the self-landing rockets? Because I guess I didn't know that.
Comes the rocket down. It's going to relight its engine. We're going to also see a sonic boom. We're going to hear that shortly here.
And remember, this is something that had never been done before until just a few years ago.
Why would you hear a sonic boom if it's only going 400 miles per hour?
In just seconds.
Is that just from the rocket sound itself, the engine? Got some weird, like, undertone vibration thing going on in this video. It's weird.
And booster touchdown, welcome home.
It was about 45 minutes ago. I didn't even know they were doing that BS.
picture perfect landing right there.
Picture perfect landing.
Right on target.
62 miles.
Kind of creates this dramatic cloud.
Blue Origin has landed this rocket for 10 years. Really? Get out of here! Shows you how much I don't recall seeing that before. Are you serious?
The engine relight and all of that reverberates in this big, beautiful valley in West Texas.
Maybe I just don't remember. I don't know. I feel like I don't recall that, but who knows?
All right, shortly here we're waiting to see the
drogue it's the tip, just the tip.
Capsule. Those are like the guide parachutes. There go the drogue parachutes.
Just free falling right there until those drogues came out.
Is that them all screaming inside?
The main parachutes that get pulled out.
Hear that screaming inside the capsule?
And all three parachutes reefing, and they will slowly...
Are you serious? So they send a bunch of women to space in the Blue Origin, and all inside is like, ah!
Nice, smooth, 10, 15 miles an hour. They are cruising back home.
3 good parachutes.
There's a lot of aerospace that really happens. I just, it's not even that I've been ignoring it. Maybe I don't know why I feel like I just didn't know that. I thought SpaceX was the one who only landed their rockets. They could have been doing it this whole time, I don't know.
That is the best moment in flight.
Because I know Blue Origin does everything they can to make this as safe as possible, and y'all have an impeccable safety record, but it still has to feel really good when you know that you're coming back to Earth with those parachutes fully deployed.
And we can see the capsule just over our shoulder here, going to be landing north and east of the launch pad, coming down softly and beautifully.
They could be doing these things, but they're not going to space. It's just a parabolic flight. It's a parabolic flight. They take a rocket, they shoot you way the hell up in the sky, and then you fall back down with parachutes. It's like an encapsulated Felix Baumgartner jump or whatever. Because they say that they go, what, up 62 miles, right? So let's get the exact feet. Let's see. I'll use my phone. So 5,280, right? That's how many feet are in a mile, right? 5,280, is that right? Times 62. That's 327,000 feet. 327,000 feet. Like, that's what they were saying, that they were flying that XB plane or X-15 plane or whatever when they were first doing those super, super high altitude flights with those planes. Felix was 25 miles. Okay, so they're going higher than that. Can see the world better than everybody around me. You should go too. Oh, it's so dumb. Even at terminal velocity, how long would it take to fall from that height? I don't know. It depends how much that thing weighs. Because I think you have to calculate terminal velocity based on the mass of the object. But honestly, I don't know. I never make those kind of calculations.
$500 feet.
And you will see a puff of smoke when it touches down. A puff of dust.
Actually, yes.
That's normal.
A puff of dust, last milliseconds. Air cushion that will kick up the dust. It's a very soft landing despite the sporty perception. There it is.
That's supposed to be a soft landing.
Record, but it still has to feel.
So they
really
literally
good.
gaslight you. They're like, "Oh, it's a very soft landing, even though it looks rough."
Touches down. A puff of dust.
Actually, yes.
That's normal.
A puff of dust, last milliseconds. Air cushion that will kick up the dust. It's a very soft landing despite the sporty perception. There it is.
Congratulations, and welcome back to Earth.
Welcome back to Earth, as if they left Earth. Y'all did not leave Earth. You did not leave Earth.
Double shot.
Oh, Valley Parks, thank you for gifting memberships to the Karen Beach channel. XR15, yes.
Welcome back. Heather.
It was all a lie. I'm a chemist who worked for the government. What was all a lie? Roller coasters are...
Beautiful.
Dave's Waffle House.
Yes, and as you heard it there, everybody seemed to be just as ecstatic to be back here, back on Earth. Everybody appears to be fine. Beautiful shot.
You haven't seen anybody yet.
Desert, as we were just saying, it looks like a tough landing, but it is an air cushion.
How come nobody's waving?
Just makes it even softer.
Are there real people inside of there, or is it dummies?
The parachutes landed very close to the capsule. That's just an indication that there's not very much wind out here today. A beautiful day for a launch and landing.
Oh, now they're moving.
A beautiful day to add 6 more names to the roster of astronauts that have been over.
Why do they call them astronauts? All you have to do is take a ride in the tip and you're an astronaut. That's so weak.
What was it like? I don't think I realized how emotional it was going to be, and I literally had chills all over my body from the second it launched.
Who is this person?
That's with some of the friends and family out there. Tabitha, give me an update from the viewing platform.
I mean, not a dry eye in the stand, I tell you right now. Chloe, I just
Yeah, all their makeup is all running down their faces. Can't you tell? They're so emotional.
I don't think I realized how emotional it was going to be, and I literally had chills all over my body from the second it launched until the moment I just saw it land. And it's sort of hard to explain because I don't think you would be that
Is it just me, or does this woman sound nasally from her nose job?
emotional, but it's it's incredible. It takes your breath away. And I feel like I have all this adrenaline and I'm just standing here.
She sounds nasally, like.
Same. It's really, first of all, we're so thrilled that the girls are safe and everything went so well. And so that's a relief because, you know, I'm sure there's a lot of nerves up there.
Here we go, somebody in the chat. Where's the video of the inside of the capsule? Did this really happen? I know, they never have video from the inside, right? Do they ever show video from the inside with the people in it? Those are Kardashians? Those aren't Kardashians, is it? Was there a Kardashian? Oh, I guess that it is a Kardashian. Is that what they... Dude, they're awful. I didn't even recognize them. They just look like generic plastic woman. You know, it's like they get so much surgery, these women, that they lose all of their individuality. They all start to look the same. It's really weird and creepy. Oh, they're puffing dust. Such a strong, logical, no-nonsense voice. Who's that? Me? I can't take this. I'm sorry. I know. It's terrible. They're terrible, these phonies. It's so emotional. I was crying so much. Just tears pouring down my plastic face. And then Bezos's girlfriend gets to talk a whole bunch and she says, and she's... Yuck. Yuck. Alright, that's enough of that. That's enough of that. That's enough of that. Extra cringe, yeah. No medical team ready to go in case something goes wrong. Can people even think straight anymore? Try to imagine yourself sitting on a deadly chemical mix that at any second can blow you up. You would be sweaty just from this. Yeah. So that's what on it. That's what... I didn't even recognize them as the Kardashians. It's like they had extra surgery since the last time I even looked at their faces or something. Maybe SpaceX and Blue Origin will start colleges and then people can go become PhDs, yeah. House of Wax. Dick rocket away. I agree, Big Pine Sailing. They probably can fly. I mean, 62 miles is not that high at all, right? And then the ISS is 3 or 4 times that. Allegedly, you know. Eat more salsa, yeah. They were 2 millimeters above the beach ball. Can all get PhDs from Steven Alonso? Yeah, right. That guy... Whatever. This is what I'm saying. I'm just gonna hang out here by myself and with some glow busters, and that's pretty much all I'm doing for a while. I did see this article, which I thought was interesting. Scientists discover that North America is leaking from below. Here are the consequences. And then it has this profile, and it's all flat lines. So I don't know if they're thinking, it's like they're trying to make you think that like the continent is going to collapse or something. North America is leaking from below. How many miles down is that supposed to be? Like, isn't that like, this is all whatchamacallit? This looks more beyond the 8 miles which people have actually ever gone. Leaking what? No bitches brew. I guess I can do a bitches brew. But you know, this is the thing. I suck. I suck at scheduling stuff like that. I suck. I suck at scheduling people to come on with me. I just don't ever do it. I get too distracted. That's what I'm saying. I need a personal assistant. But it's not really worth it for me to have a personal assistant because I can't pay anybody and I don't make any money. So it's like, some things just don't freaking happen. As much as I would like for them to happen, they're just not going to happen because I can't do everything myself. You know how extremely hard it is to be a one-woman production, even a one-man production. You know, running all the different platforms yourself, setting up all the streams. I mean, literally doing absolutely everything yourself. It gets extremely draining because then you put in all this work and you do everything, you know, all that effort, and then nobody sees your video, or YouTube gives you a strike, or shadow bans you, the algorithm suppresses you. Do you know how hard it is to stay motivated? It's extremely hard. Extremely hard. You know, and I go back and forth, and I just feel like I'm just teetering out, man. Maybe I just need a vacation. But then where am I going to vacation to? I can't go anywhere. You know? Life. I keep dreaming mapping. Yeah. If you watch any flat earth debunkers, they all pick flat, so I did. Do they? I don't really watch debunkers. I just don't care. Hello, Memorial Gardens. Yeah, Brian's great. YouTube is a crapshoot. I mean, seriously. Oops, I just spilled coffee. Fortunately, I don't have sugar in my coffee. But yeah, it's like, it gets really draining to put in effort to do stuff. You know, and then not only that, but it's like, I don't even have the time to put the true effort in that I want to do. You know, I can't even do anything to like the level that I want to do it. I don't even want to start complaining. I just feel like I'm complaining now. I don't want to complain it. I'm complaining. We are assholes who, when death happens, we are good. Permanent residence on the moon. Yeah, so anyway, they say North America is leaking. Scientists discover North America is leaking from below. The geological phenomenon currently active beneath the continent reveals a fascinating process where rock masses are detaching from the bottom of North America. How do they know this? The discovery made by researchers at the University of Texas at Austin marks the first time scientists have observed cratonic thinning in real time. Total preparation time for understanding this continental recipe, 200 million years of geological cooking, with just 30 minutes of reading preparation. Difficulty level advanced for geological enthusiasts, but we'll break it down into digestible portions. I mean, 200 million years. They don't even know that that's an accurate timeline. Ingredients for continental leakage. What's causing North America to drip? The primary ingredients in this geological recipe involve ancient rock formations and tectonic processes occurring deep beneath our feet. The key components include North American craton, an ancient stable continental rock formation, Farallon Plate, a subducting oceanic plate approximately 600 kilometers away, Earth's mantle, the semi-solid layer beneath the crust, volatile compounds or elements weakening the craton's base. What volatile compound? Cratons form the foundation of continents and typically remain remarkably stable for billions of years. Oh, do they? Because you guys have been watching them for billions of years and you notice this. They serve as the continental cornerstone, resisting geological changes that affect younger rocks. The North American craton stretches across most of the United States and Canada, forming a substantial portion of the continental mass. Like removing stubborn material from a concrete surface, Earth's processes are gradually detaching rock from this foundation. How the continental leakage occurs. I just want to know how they think they know this. Oh my god, really? Let's see. Follow these steps to understand how this phenomenon unfolds. The Farallon Plate, which has been subducting into North America approximately 200 million years, descends into the mantle. Despite being separated from the craton by about 600 kilometers, the plate redirects mantle material flow. This directed flow creates a shearing force against the craton's base. Simultaneously, the plate releases volatile compounds that weaken craton's foundation. Rock masses begin detaching from craton's bottom, creating the leaking phenomenon. Well, what is it leaking? The process helps in continents, can fragment and recycle over time, blah, blah, blah. How scientists discovered... Okay, here we go. The groundbreaking discovery emerged from a larger project led by Dr. Junlin Hua, who developed an advanced seismic tomographic model. The technological ingredients include full waveform tomographic model, subsurface imaging, seismic recordings, and computer modeling that simulate geological processes. Full waveform tomographic model. What does that mean? Come on. Extremely powerful yet challenging procedure for inverting seismic data in exploration seismology. Its great potential lies in its ability to produce high-resolution subsurface models of the Earth by directly inverting the recorded waveform using the full wave equation. This direct matching approach follows FWI to simultaneously invert all components of the data, resulting in the least possible ambiguity and most accurate results that can be extracted out of seismic data. However, high accuracy comes with high sensitivity to errors in the starting velocity model and local minima issues. In other words, the same reasons that give FWI its great features also give it its most challenging requirement, a very accurate starting model. Okay, so they don't know shit. Basically, they don't know shit. They're just guessing. They're just making assumptions. They're like, oh, well, we put a wave through the Earth and it looks like this, and then we flipped it, we inverted it, and this is what we think is under the ground now. Well, they don't know. North China Craton lost its deepest root layer millions of years ago through a similar process. How do they know? See, that's wild to me. And what is it leaking? Just material, it says. It didn't even say what it was leaking. It just says material. Earth was once a green marble before its oceans turned blue. Scientists now argue that Earth's oceans once shimmered green, not blue. Those emerald waters weren't just a geological oddity. They were a cradle for evolution. The cyanobacteria. Iron-rich and green. 4.5 billion years ago, Earth formed from cosmic debris. Life took its time to appear, only arriving around 3.7 billion years ago. Before the first cells emerged, ocean covered the planet's surface, but their appearance differed greatly from what we see today. Hydrothermal vents erupting across ocean floors pumped reduced iron into the water, filling the seas with ferrous iron. Oh, did it now? The ferric iron suspended in water as fine iron hydroxide had a powerful optical effect. So, they're telling you that the Earth's oceans used to be a ferrofluid? Huh? As a result, the oceans took on a green hue. Right. Oh boy. 11:11. Oh, I missed it. Are we sinking? Yeah, no, we're not sinking. They're just making shit up. It's just a bunch of geologists who study Earth as a globe, just trying to justify their existence. That's what it is. Hey, are you guys finding anything? You guys need to report on some findings, otherwise you're gonna lose your funding. Oh, okay. North America's leaking. Yeah, we put some waves in the ground and we think that the foundation to the North American continent is wasting away. Okay. That's stupid. Chickens need to get locked up at night so predators don't eat them. Exactly. Earth map looks like a butthole. Pears are green, so... Oh, that's a good point. Pears are green. Copper would give a green color. Yeah, I don't know. Great creation story. Yeah. The article's fake. Maybe that's the caldera. Remember, there's supposed to be a caldera under Yellowstone, like a giant sleeping mega volcano. AKA making shit up. Exactly. I need to justify my existence. So let me write this cool story, bro. Greatest weapon is 2 little words. Prove it. Yeah, exactly. Prove it. And China is upsetting the moon race again. China's new nuclear reactor design could change the entire course of lunar exploration. NASA's ambitious moon mission faces unexpected hurdles as Chinese scientists reveal major flaw. One of the critical components of NASA's lunar ambitions is its fission surface power reactor. This nuclear-powered system is designed to provide a stable and reliable power supply, crucial for the success of long-term lunar missions, especially during the moon's extended nights, which can last up to 14 Earth days. Not yet. The FSP reactor is built to generate 40 kilowatts of power, enough to keep vital systems and habitats operational, enabling a permanent human presence on the moon. However, Chinese scientists, particularly from the China National Nuclear Corporation, have cast doubt on the FSP's feasibility. They point out weaknesses in its design. The reactor uses highly enriched uranium for fuel, which requires heavy beryllium shield for radiation protection. Then this increases the overall mass of the reactor, making it difficult and costly to transport to the lunar surface. Another concern raised by the Chinese experts is that the uranium fuel used in FSP is prone to swelling under radiation. This could significantly shorten the reactor's operational lifespan. According to their analysis, the reactor might only function effectively for about 8 years before the fuel degradation affects its efficiency. So they have a more efficient reactor. What is this supposed to be the reactor? Scaled down model of a topaz reactor? Is one of the major changes in China's design involves fuel rod. Instead of using cylindrical rods filled with uranium fuel, the Chinese design uses annular fuel rods, hollow rings filled with uranium dioxide pellets. These are encased in stainless steel, which not only provides better protection but also enhances heat dissipation process. This configuration is critical for improving a reactor's overall efficiency and reducing the risk associated with fuel swelling and premature wear. Oh, right. A liquid metal cooling system using a sodium-potassium alloy to keep the reactor temperature below 600 degrees Celsius. This is just, it's crazy to me that they're even talking about this like this is even a possibility. Oh, we're gonna set up a nuclear reactor on the moon. What? More nonsense. The silver cord dream. Super caldera. What's a regular caldera? Some calderas are known to host rich ore deposits. Metal-rich fluids can circulate through the caldera, forming hydrothermal ore deposits, metals such as lead, silver, gold, mercury, lithium, and uranium. List of volcanic calderas. Oh, so there's a bunch of them now, yeah? Well, how come the one... Oh, this is Africa. So they're all over the world. Look at all these. Are these volcanoes or calderas? And what? I don't get it. So these are all calderas? Allegedly. So, which one of these? Apparently, now there's all these calderas in America. That's so weird. Yellowstone caldera. Wyoming caldera. I mean, when did all these things happen? My phones are on. My phones are on. Oh, but you know what? Yeah, somebody tried to call in, it didn't ring through. Because it's like if the window is not up front, it won't ring. But they are on. It's on. Turbo Cancer. Katy Perry's in space now. Yeah, Katy Perry's an astronaut now, apparently. Katy Perry. If Katy Perry can be an astronaut, so can you. Right? I don't know why it's not ringing through, but I see a call. Allow mic access. I don't understand. What the hell? For some reason it shut off my mic. Hold on. What the hell? Hold on, I'm gonna restart that. I'm gonna reconnect to that because I don't understand why it's not working. Hold on. Receiving calls. Allow sound from your browser. I don't understand why it's not working now. You see what I'm saying, dude? Now I gotta sit here and fuck around with this shit. Ugh. Why is it not working all of a sudden? Rose called in and it worked. I literally changed nothing and now it doesn't work. What the hell? Is it this? The fuck, dude? I'm so frustrated right now. Hello?
Hey, Karen B. Tony Coriolis.
Oh, now it wants to work. I literally don't even know if I did anything. Now all of a sudden I can hear you. I was trying to answer calls before and it wasn't working. I don't get it. I just don't get it.
Yeah, totally good. I was gonna try to call in like a little earlier when you were saying about I don't know, you were saying it kind of sounds like the same thing with that one guy that Crow 777 had on. The whole talk of, like, you know, that's what you're talking about, the leaking and everything. That's kind of like a callback towards that the Kodak camera thing that I mentioned. that Bill Gates got from Leonardo da Vinci, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Remember that thing I brought up?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it just says something about how, like, observations and the erosive action that could return the Earth to being submerged in water again, blah, blah, blah. But it's just weird that, you know, sort of the same thing. But then wasn't there something like what the Crow guest was talking about? Wasn't he saying something like that, or am I wrong?
I don't recall. Like I said, I didn't finish that show, so I have to go back and listen to it.
Yeah, I got so much I got to listen to too. I went out of town for the weekend, and now I got like, dang, and I got off work, so that's normally when I listen to all my stuff. So I'll get caught up, but just always stuff to listen to.
Yeah, for sure.
And just asking you, did you watch that one clip I threw up in the rebellion from Aaron Waggy?
Yes, I did. I watched that whole video.
Yeah, me too. And I just thought, I'm glad she went on that little tangent, because I've been thinking about that kind of thing. But what did she mean exactly when she said, like, you can make, like, iron into salts? What was that exactly?
Iron into salt? Wow, I don't know.
Yeah, because even, I don't know if you want to play that clip or whatever, but she was saying something on how you would take, like, the metal and then get salts from it or something, and then it would, you know, react when a planet would transit, or like the moon would transit through near a planet or something. It was just very interesting.
I know what I remember, where she was talking about where people would do different things where they would, with salt, where there would when the and in each planet is associated with a metal.
Yeah.
And then whenever the moon was in that sign, it would be they would see influences from that metal or something. There was some correlation where they were doing experiments, and whenever the moon was in a certain constellation or in that next, you know, it was showing the influence. Well, I would have to. She explains it better. I would have to play her clip.
She really did explain
but
it well.
It was
I really
something like that,
like 10 times, and I can't even parrot it right here.
Right. But it was something like that, right? Where it was like somebody was doing observations or something, experiments, and they were seeing the influence of the moon being.
Yeah, and even like when she said it, she wasn't saying like. I mean, I think she said something how it's not even like little shavings of the metal or something. It was like the metal salts or something, but I just didn't fully understand it. Just a little dig on that or something. I'd appreciate it, because I just found it captivating.
Yes, absolutely. It was a good video. I enjoyed her video. The Rudolf Steiner one, right? She was talking about Rudolf Steiner, 2330.
Yeah, Rudolf Steiner, and then it was his like best student who like was doing that or something.
Yes.
Totally. And I just wanted to call in about how I connected that thing with the Kodak camera, and then I wanted to ask you about that clip that I put out. And yeah, if anyone doesn't have the Rebellion chat, I can kind of, if I call it with anything cool, I'll expand with it over there, and I appreciate it all, Karen.
Yeah, thanks, Tony. I'll play her
Gotcha.
clip. And
Peace out. I'm off work today, so I've just been smoking, and I'm not
chilling.
my smoothest today. I was drinking yesterday too, and yeah, whatever. Good thing I got off work today. So
yeah, right on.
All right, totally. Peace out, Karen. Thank you for taking my call.
All right, take care.
Later.
Audio very broken. What's broken? Were you able to hear Tony? Is Mercury in retrograde? Seriously. Serious, legit question. Is Mercury in retrograde right now? Here, let's see.
And in fact, I kind of want to go into a little sidetrack story here, but it's interesting. You don't really find much about Rudolf Steiner being a scientist, but I'd say he was quite the scientist. There is a fantastic book. It's called The Metal Planet Relationship. Very difficult to find. It took me 2 years to track down a copy of this book because it's just it's not being published anymore. But it's by Nick Collerstrom. You look hard enough, you could probably find this book. They're out there somewhere. Nick Collerstrom. The whole book is about the work of a woman named Lily Kalowski. I hope I'm pronouncing that properly. Lily was one of Rudolf Steiner's like most recognized students. Okay.
Thank you for calling Coffee Talk. You're on with Karen B.
Oh, hi, Karen. It's Marcus. I thought that you might also want to add to the fact that you don't have time to research any of the videos that you're putting.
Okay, because this man was a teacher. One of his favorite students, we'll call her that. So she did this experiment. This is what this book is all about. And the thing is, she got this experiment from Rudolf Steiner. Like, he's the one who came up with it. I don't think he was around long enough to be able to actually carry through with it. And so she took on the work. And what she did was in astrology, all of the celestial bodies have a certain metal. Okay, like Saturn is lead, Jupiter's tin, Sun is gold, Moon is silver, Mars is iron, Venus is copper. They all have their metals. And this is so interesting too, because it all is, ancient knowledge. Our ancestors all knew this stuff. But what she did was she took, like, all these metals can be kind of brought into a salt, like the periodic table, like gold is AU, okay? They're turned into these little minerals, like a salt mineral. And what she did, she took the salts of the metals and put that, like, individually, one for copper, one for silver, and she put it into somewhat of a liquid solution. And then she had filter paper where she took the now what it would be the metal salts in the liquid substance and put droplets on this filter paper and would just, leave them alone. There's pictures of this in the book, and the book really breaks all of it down for even better detail. But when the moon, like, here's an example, here's Venus right here, here's the moon. The moon goes around the zodiac way faster than everything else. The moon passes over Venus and Mars and the sun and everything every single month, because she moves through this thing every single month. So when the moon would transit over, we'll use Venus as an example here. The moon, like, if this is Venus, here's the moon comes along. I think it was exactly 10 minutes before, it started 10 minutes before the exact conjunction of the moon and Venus. Venus rules copper. The copper would go berserk on the paper, make all kinds of interesting patterns. And same thing with Mars. Mars is iron. When the moon would transit over Mars, the iron on the filter paper would go crazy. Okay, she did this for all of these things, and that was Rudolf Steiner's idea to do that. That is a scientist. If that's not a science.
So that was really interesting. So Tony, when you sent that, I really liked that. And Cami, if you were watching, I don't know if you've watched this video, because this is basically Aaron doing a chart analysis on Rudolf Steiner, and it was a really good, interesting video. And it's not too long. It's 41 minutes, 42 minutes. But copper chloride. I mean, maybe. But it's an interesting little tidbit of information. Because Aaron says this is the type of stuff that makes her think that astrology is, like, real. It's legit. And I would agree. Astrology is way older than astronomy, right? Astrology was the original study of the sky. That's really sad, Shifty Eyes Shady. Here, I will post a link to Aaron's video. Aaron makes great videos. Everybody should go sub Erin and watch her cool astrology videos. So anyway, that is interesting. So it's kind of her talking about an experiment that was done that basically shows the influence of the different planets on the Earth. And all this stuff makes way more sense, you know, when you realize that you live in an enclosed geocentric realm and everything's small and local. Because I never thought much of astrology until after I got into flat Earth, because it didn't make sense to me why all these bodies that are so extremely far away from Earth, that distance, even though, you know, now I know, like, when you're talking about, like, energy healing or Reiki or anything like that, distance is of no consequence. However, I guess that kind of is like a contradicting thought, right? But like previously, I didn't really think there was anything to astrology because everything was so far away, 93 million miles away for the sun and millions of miles for all the other planets, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, why would anything that far away have any sort of influence on us as humans here? Like, it just seemed like a huge crock of crap. But then after you realize everything's small and local and that these things are not necessarily what they tell you they are, they're, you know, they're not just, at least, you know, I don't know what they are. Obviously, nobody knows. None of us can claim to know the truth about the luminaries in the sky. But them being local and part of this system, part of this whole Earth system, makes way more sense. And it also makes way more sense that those things would have an influence on you. And then once you start to look into it, you're like, wow, this is actually pretty accurate. And it's fascinating. A lot of OD fan. That's really sad. Yeah. And I like Erin because she describes herself as a geocentric astrologer. Yeah. It is geocentric. Just by its very nature is geocentric, right? So, let's see. I'll just, my chart's on here right now, but I don't really care. But just by its very nature is geocentric. You're in the center of this chart. You are in the center. Where you're at is in the center, right? And this is what the position of all the luminaries around you at your time of birth, where you came into the world, and you're in the center here. So just by that very nature, astrology is geocentric. There is no Earth on here. Although there is there is a way there is astrology charts where they do put Earth on here, but it's dumb. It doesn't make any sense because this is a geocentric view. And this side, right, this side right here would be the night, well, not nighttime, but, well, yeah, I guess it would be. Yeah, it's nighttime. And then this would be your daytime, or the placements, right? This is the rising, right? This would be the horizon. So when things come up over here, it's above the horizon for you, not below the horizon. So, see, I was born at night, so the sun is below the horizon for me. But if I was born during the day, then my sun would be up here. You know, just by its very nature, just the chart alone, it is a geocentric chart. There are archetypal energies, yeah. And it also adds to the variety of types of humans, if you think about it. Like, it's natural entropy for humans, right? Sort of, you know, keeping a variety. Because if we all acted the same and we all had the same traits and the same type of personalities, it would be extremely boring, right? So it's like all these different energies making, you know, influencing different people and giving them a slightly different core frequency. Well, it's the variety, right? So it makes life interesting. Zinc chloride poisoning had a lot of recuperation time learning and metal salts. So anyway, it's interesting. So what else is going on, my friends? Hey, is there still a need for any sort of like matchmaking assistance in the tinfoil hat wearing community? Because I started doing that thing where I was gonna do a matchmaking thing, and then I kind of got demotivated because it was extremely hard. So I'm trying to like rethink if I want to revisit that or not, like if it's something that I really want to do or if it's needed, you know? Thank you for calling Coffee Talk. You're on with Karen B.
Women can't go to space.
Women can't go to space? Why not?
No. Men can't go to space either.
Right? Nobody's
and
going to space.
trannies definitely can't go to space. So, yeah, that's quite something with Dirty Sanchez trying to push all the UN New Age crap immediately after she steps out of that thing.
Oh, yeah.
All the Alice Bailey stuff, we're all one, the law of one. And we're all in this together.
Oh, dude. Makes me want to
that
vomit.
was the tagline for COVID.
I know.
We're all, yeah.
I know. These
clearly
rich,
pushing-
these ridiculously rich people who definitely don't live in the same world we do. We're all in this together. Oh, really? Really? Did you scoop poop today? Were you scooping poop? You know?
Right.
Did you have to clean out your gutters? I don't think so. Did you have to mow your grass?
And they all end up. Have you noticed they all end up looking like Steven Tyler from Aerosmith?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's hilarious.
It's always the same look. And Mick Jagger.
Yeah.
So yeah, Dirty Sanchez made me think of this quote from Jesus, which is always interesting to me, about how exclusive he was. There's nothing inclusive about him. He's completely exclusive. But she and Alice Bailey and this New Age thing they're going to try and force us all into, with we're all in this together and we're all one. He says, "Suppose ye that I am come to give peace on earth? No, I tell you, but rather division." And he says, for from henceforth there shall be fire and one house divided, 3 against 2 and 2 against 3. And then he goes on and on about father divided against son, etc., etc. She should read that chapter. I think this is why they specifically hate Christianity so much, because he's all about exclusivity.
What do you mean?
Well, that thing I just read, those verses I just read, he's talking about either you believe in me or go to hell. That's essentially what his message was. I know that I put it in a really harsh way. He doesn't exactly say go to hell, but he says you're not getting into the kingdom if you don't believe in me.
Well, yeah,
So,
there's no hell.
Christianity-
There's actually no hell, really, technically, in Scripture.
Yeah, he doesn't say, but he does say, "I'm going to say I never knew you and shut the door in your face."
Well, yeah, he
So
says
you're
that you'll
just
be
kind of-
removed. You'll be removed from the book of life. So it's like he hits
Right,
the delete button.
right.
You just cease to exist.
Yeah,
You're deleted.
Yeah, or floating around in the black void forever. However you want to put it. You're not getting in though, so it's like an exclusive club, and it's really easy. He's making the point that it's really easy to get in, but what I just read, he's saying, as we get closer and closer toward, the big show at the end, it's going to be like that. It's going to be everyone divided against each other, and I came here actually to divide. I don't know. I just always found that interesting. It's kind of a hard pill to swallow. Price gives a lot of hard pills to swallow, if you're honest about it. Anyway, she should read that. Miss, we're all in this together.
Yeah.
Oh, and lastly, you don't have to worry about having a personal assistant for much longer. You'll be able to get an AI agent.
I know.
In like a year.
Yeah. They do have those weird AI assistant things. Ugh.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could bring myself to do that. I would probably benefit from it, but I don't know if I could do it.
And people will just have their agents do crap that they don't like and interact with other people's agents and set up your shows and crap. That's the story anyway.
Yeah, I don't know about all that.
I think we're about to find out in like a year.
Probably. AI's taking over everything. It's like they're putting AI in everything. Even Brian said he took a class on an AI class for real estate that they had him do.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. But it's kind of scary because... Go ahead.
Oh, these agents are even going to interact with each other and execute commerce with each other with crypto. It's going to get crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It's scary though because I saw a news article where they were using AI to decide if people were eligible for parole or not, and there was like some guy who actually deserved to go to do his parole hearing, and then the AI said that his history, he's ineligible. He's going to be in jail forever, and he doesn't even get to do his parole hearing. Isn't that wild?
Wow, they're already doing that?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's just like that movie Elysium.
Yeah.
Where Matt Damon is talking to that beat-up robot cop. I don't know if you ever saw the movie.
I did not.
Oh. It's a good movie with Jodie Foster. Might be showing us what we're in for.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's all I had.
All right, thanks.
Just wanted to talk mainly about Dirty Sanchez.
All right.
Okay, see ya.
See ya. Oh, that's funny. Deceived of the truth of AI. AI in the fridge. Oh wait, this is a dating channel? No. The best American FE men aren't available? Well, I don't know that we know about all of them. I don't know if I will find a lady through this stuff. Hasn't happened yet. Well, maybe we could try. Should I try? I was thinking about doing live streams, like with Ted, and using my whole new studio setup, where all it is like, if anybody is looking for someone, they can come on and they can talk about themselves. You know, we can try to help people meet each other. 'Cause like, you know, just doing it through the apps, it's so impersonal. You know, you don't really get to get a feel for a person's energy unless you're like watching them live or you listen to them talk or, you know, you can see their face. You know, it's just way more personable. Hey, Chicago artist. Good to see you. Studio 33. Yeah. Yeah, if you guys watch Bullshit Talk, you can see me and Ted and me and Ted joined in the studio. It's kind of funny. Here, I'll show you guys. Let's see.
What's
Let me
your,
just have a
what's your
quick
docket,
for
fathead?
yours.
What's that?
What's your docket, fathead?
I just can't. I can't.
There you go. NDB and his hot dockets. See? I had Ted.
Ask and you shall receive.
Did you like my gold triangle, by the way?
I love it.
Yeah.
I couldn't hear what you...
Like too early because I was going to upload my...
So it's cool. Like we could sit here together.
It wasn't too early. It was
and
right
talk
on time.
and stream.
Exactly.
I was gonna use it.
It's fun. You lie when you say hi. You even lie when you think or whistle. What? Cops who are in jail are dead? What are you guys talking about? Studio 33, should that be what I call it? That's a good name. If you have a parole hearing, maybe you should not be let out. Well, I mean, I don't know. You know, because it was this dude who did a whole bunch of stuff to rehabilitate himself, and his daughter was gonna have him come live in her home. She had a room set up in her home, and like they were expecting him to get out or make parole, and then AI was like, no. I just think that's wrong. You know, I don't know what he did, but it couldn't have been that terrible if his daughter was willing to accept her into his home. But you never know. Everyone sends their love. Kyle, timing people out. Illuminati confirmed. No, Catherine, you weren't blocked, but if you have to ask, maybe you should have been. What do you guys think? Should we do it? Should we do a matchmaking show? Like every other weekend, I was thinking maybe we could do it. Well, YouTube blocks a lot of messages. Sometimes YouTube blocks messages, like even moderators can't see it. So you can lodge a complaint with YouTube. Stars in inner earth, smoky god. I mean... Oh, that's right. You were asking if the source of the stars could be in the earth. I mean, it could be. It could be in the earth. Nobody freaking knows. They don't know how this place works. Nobody knows what drives this place. Nobody knows. I don't know that we're ever going to know. I don't know that the globe earth versus flat earth argument will ever go away. Ever. Ever. Because everybody is so stuck on there being on the sky and how it works, and one sun and one moon and blah, 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 blah. But it might not be that way. There might be as many manifestations of the sun as there are human beings on Earth. Literally. I mean, maybe the sun isn't a real physical object, but you can only perceive it because your human body, your antenna, is built to receive that signal. I don't know. You know, like decimal Z. Decimal Z, Zach, come on. We need to discuss there possibly being more than one sun. I mean, either the Earth is a ball, and the sky is the way they say it is. Or the Earth that measures level and stationary has has an inexplicable sky phenomena. You know, who knows? It's never going to go away. I think that's why I think the fight, the flat earth versus globe earth thing is never going to go away because of this whole, I mean, look at Jaren and saying, oh, because the sun does this, like everything in the sky, that's their main argument. But if you can't show them how the sky works in a different way, well, then they're just going to be stuck on that tip. And there's really no way. I don't know that there's any way to like definitively show someone what's what. And maybe we're not supposed to know. That's what I'm saying. Like, it kind of feels like we're just spinning our wheels at this point, having the globe earth versus flat earth debate. It's like, they'll just keep arguing, oh, but the sky. Well, you don't, and then what's the counter argument? Well, you don't know what the sky is. You can't go falsify what's going to happen in the sky. You can't go prove it. You can't put a tape measure on it. But they'll be like, oh, yes, we did space. We went to space. And it's just like a never ending, just, you know what I'm saying? I just really feel like the argument part is just pointless. It's pointless. Either people are going to get it or they're not going to get it. And even people that think they get it, after 10 years, they flip-flop because they actually don't get it. And then they ruin everything. They upset everything. So it's like, is this even really a conversation for the masses? I kind of don't think it is. Of course I could be wrong. And maybe you all disagree with me on that, but I don't know. Everything just feels so out of sorts and disjointed and weird right now. No heat, no life. Compassion for rising earthers. Man's confused state ain't going away, yeah. Yeah, I'm not debating anyone about this place. Exactly. I just don't really care to argue with people about it because I don't know. For all the reasons I just stated. And I also gotta wonder if we're not wasting time, just keep on focusing on that. I feel like focusing on it is almost a waste of time. It's like, oh, okay, well, I understand that this isn't what they said it was, and kind of, makes you have to, so you stop worrying about space. Space isn't trying to kill you. You realize most of the stuff they tell you is lies. Well, then what? What do you do then? You got to start doing stuff to, like, make your life better. So what knowledge are we gaining and sharing that's making our lives better? Because really, that's the ultimate goal, right? We got to make our lives better, make this place better. So how do we just make this place better with the knowledge that we've got? What do? We have to start implementing some knowledge, right? And start doing stuff that is productive and actually makes this place better in some way, shape, or form. Education is the key to freedom. So, I agree. Teach people how to grow their own food and clean their water. That's a start. How to excuse themselves from being forced into totalitarian surveillance type of society. You know, how do we avoid that? How do we avoid dystopia? That's what I really want to know. How do we avoid dystopia? Because it sure as shit isn't convincing everybody that the earth is flat, because we've been doing that for 10 years and it ain't working. So clearly that's not the answer. What do you guys think? I wonder how the capsule was constructed. The Kármán line pressure. 1 times 10 to the negative 3 torr. 0 torr, so they say. Well, that's just it. Like, you know, they have that that vacuum pressure chamber in Ohio. It's like the biggest, most massive vacuum chamber, and like the thing's walls are ridiculously thick. So it's like, how are these little cheesy space capsules withstanding that pressure, when here you have to have or just vacuum chamber. Sandusky, Ohio. Yeah, this one. Right? This place. So this is how they simulate a vacuum on Earth, and it's like this incredibly massive, thick, steel, concrete, reinforced building. But then you could just, I don't know. It just, there seems like there's a huge disparity there, like a separation, like, right? Like, why does that work? It's important to try to wake people up from the left-right paradigm to keep us all from getting enslaved. It's not necessarily about F.E. Douglas. That's a good point. That is a very good point. Actually, that's a lot of what people are trying to do on X, is they're trying to get people to look past the right-left paradigm, because that's a huge thing. I mean, especially now, when you, like, watch what's going on with politics, the whole thing of, like, having Trump as a president, and then the insurrection, quote unquote, and then they put Biden in place, and he's like so horrifically horrible that everybody's begging for the totalitarian, Israel-loving, technocrat president to come in and like give us all digital IDs so we can keep out the illegals that the previous president was letting pour in. Oh, the only way to fix it is for all of us to have real IDs. Go get your gold star. That's definitely a bigger... all this stuff to me is like a way bigger deal than flat Earth right now, because the complacency of people and they're just willing to just believe whatever is put on the screen in front of them and just do what these talking heads say, and without questioning any of it, is like, it's the worst thing. It is the worst thing to watch. I mean, I guess that's what got me looking into, you know, all things conspiratorial. I didn't even, you know, care about what Earth was. I didn't care if Earth was a ball or flat. Like, I was okay living on the globe until I found out it was a lie. That's what made me care. But is it really the biggest deal, the biggest, most important truth? I kind of don't think it is at this moment in time. Call for an uprising Earth. Look, Earth is not going up. Because, again, no motion like that has been detected. Yeah, I know. The real ID has a gold star. See that? It's got a gold star. Well, it's a white star surrounded by gold. But essentially, it's a gold star. That's what the real ID is about. Get your gold star, you good boy. Look at, they even have the little gold stars right here. Now, if you don't have a real ID and you want to fly, you can still use your passport. Passports are acceptable. So if you don't want to get this gold star, but you have a passport and you need to fly, you can still fly with your passport. But yeah, that's basically what it is. A Call for an Uprising is a YouTube channel. I know that, Billingtano. I thought he was making a riff on that channel's name by calling it an Uprising Earth. What does this signify? I don't know. It means you have your documents in order. Did you see, here, watch this video, that Kristi Noem, Homeland Security Barbie, put out. Look at this.
The United States Secretary of Homeland Security. If you plan on traveling, we need your help to prevent delays and to prove your identity. Get a real ID. Starting May 7th, you will need a real ID to travel by air or to visit federal buildings in the United States. These IDs keep our country safe because they help prevent fraud and they enhance security. Please do your part to protect our country. Go today and don't delay. To learn more, go to dhs.gov/real-ID. Thank you.
There you go.
Hi, I'm Kristi Noem.
Go get your gold star like a good boy. Passports all have microchips too. Yeah, I know. It's like, how many freaking microchips do they need to make you get before everybody, it's like they're just gonna eventually be like, well, you can skip all those other microchips and we'll just implant a microchip in your hand. And then you don't have to worry about getting your special ID or your special passport or any of that stupid shit. It's like they just keep ratcheting up. They've been pushing the real ID thing for a while, right? Yeah, so in May, Tony, they're not going to let you fly with it anymore. Allegedly. Paul is so heavily censored he has to rebrand himself every time they delete his channel. That guy shows up in the Strange World chat sometimes. Have you guys seen that? Him watching Mark's channel. He watches Strange World. AI supremacy. Donald Trump defined intelligence as the ability to predict the future. A notion echoed by Elon Musk, who suggested that AI will soon outperform humans in reasoning capabilities. Dude, that's evil shit, you guys. This is evil. You see what I'm saying? Like, I wish people thought that this was a bigger deal than they do. They think that people don't know. This is incredibly bad. Predicting the future is witchcraft. MAGA means witch in Latin. Was it Latin? Yeah, MAGA means witch in Latin, and there's like another language too. It means magician. Okay? predicting and if you read scripture, that is technically what is considered witchcraft, is when you start predicting the future. There's two things that are truly considered witchcraft. There's a lot of people who freak out and they go, oh, tarot cards is witchcraft. No, tarot cards is not witchcraft, because you don't use tarot cards to predict the future, and you don't use tarot cards to speak to the dead. The things that make our witchcraft are predicting the future, or fortune telling, and talking to dead people, necromancy or whatever. Those two things are real witchcraft. You know, using your intuition, reading runes, trying to receive, that sort of stuff. Not only is that not witchcraft, it's in the Bible. People do it in the Bible. They have stones that they throw around or whatever, and they read the runes in scripture. Okay, so are they practicing witchcraft? No. They're trying to get advice. It's almost like, trying to get a better understanding of your situation so that you know how to best proceed in your actions. It's not about predicting the future. It's about getting a better understanding of what you're doing and what you're going through, or what other things could be possibly could become obstacles for you. But it's not like, oh, I'm going to foretell your future and I'm going to... This is talking about literally the ability to predict the future. That's evil shit. AI predicting the future, and how do you even know that that's right? You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you spot check AI for its accuracy? I mean, they were using AI, they probably still are, but I know that, for Israel was using this AI system called Lavender to select targets in Gaza. And 85%, probably more, but the majority of the people they killed were civilians. Oh, AI's doing a really great job there, isn't it? It's scary shit. No, there's not capital punishment in every single U.S. state. Self-fulfilling, yeah. Paint walls for a living. So, using Grok and stuff on here, it literally lies to people. AI lies to people, and then you call AI out on the lie, and it's like, oh yeah, I lied. And then you ask it another prompt, like somebody else can ask the same AI the same question. It doesn't change. It feeds the lie again, and then you have to call it out again. So it's not like it's learning. It's not learning. It's like, it's set up to, I think the whole AI thing is set up to further compartmentalize different groups of people and feed different groups of people different BS information to cause further division, right? Because then you're going to have people who are like, but it's AI. Why would AI lie to me? Does the computer know how to lie? And blah, 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 right? Well, it's programmed to do whatever the programmer told it to do. That's what it can do. Whatever it was programmed to do. So if the programmer programmed it to give certain types of responses to certain types of questions, well, then that's what it's going to do. It's not going to be like, well, this time I'll tell the truth. It doesn't have any sort of independent decision making like that. Mushrooms will tell you the reset is coming. Mushrooms don't tell you the reset is coming. Programming tells you a reset is coming. You, Occult Mosaic, have been programmed by internet retards. Okay? I hate to break it to you, but you're letting them put that thought into your brain. You gotta realize this. There is no reset. The only being on that can reset this realm is the creator of the realm. Only the creator can reset it. That's what the flood was. That there's evidence of, there's physical evidence of all over the plane, flooding. So that happened. But there is no continual reset. There is not like, oh, reset every 200 years like somers will tell you. They want to tell you that because doomsday shit is popular. People love doomsday. Oh, we're all gonna die. There's gonna be a reset. There's gonna be a plasma apocalypse. And then they get a bunch of viewers, and then they get a bunch of subs, and they get a bunch of members because they have all this privileged information. Somehow all these fucking weirdos on YouTube got all this privileged special information about a realm reset, and they're all correct for the reset. Like, come on, dude, you have to for the reset. Like, come on, dude, you have to realize that you are being suckered by internet weirdos, and you got to stop letting that happen. Seriously. People have got to stop letting themselves be suckered by internet weirdos. Exactly. Oh, we're gonna get a reset. The melted brick reset, plasma apocalypse, mud flood. I mean, come on. You guys gotta know how retarded you sound. Every time I see somebody, they're like, oh, it was a reset. This was before the reset. What? The next reset? Reset. And you know where that even comes from? Fucking globalists with their bullshit, the new reset, right? Because they want you to be under their system and under their control. And then you guys are like, oh, reset. Like, it's frustrating. That's another reason why I get so, I don't know, just disenchanted with this whole thing, because I get so tired of people just repeating nonsense. Like it's true. Like they know, like you have some special information and now all of a sudden you know what's going to happen in the future. You know there's going to be, oh, they reset this and they reset that. But then there's all, even doesn't even matter. There's all this evidence that never happened. There might be local cataclysms, but there is no resetting the realm. Repeating nonsense. Like you gotta mute your watch page. Special information, and now all of a sudden you know what's going to happen in the Mute future. The watch page. You know there's going to be a... Oh, there you go.
Oh, I'll just hang up, dude. I thought
if you're going to call in, mute the stream. You have to mute, because then all I can hear is myself talking in the background, and I can't think like that. Are you the reset guy? So reset is incorrect, but people killing millions of people is true. Well, yeah, there was huge wars and slaughters of people. That's what's going on right now. How is that so hard to believe that there's horrible people that do horrible things? People suck. People do horrible things all the time. Hey, look it, we're like slaughtering thousands of women and children right now in the Middle East, Africa. There's tribes that go around like hacking other tribes' limbs off. Like, they just run around with machetes and they go around chopping people up. You know, horrible things happen in this world. Horrible, horrible things. Yes, they do. But the whole thing about like some worldwide cataclysmic reset, plasma apocalypse, Phoenix event, X Factor event. It's just, you guys are just making shit up. You're making shit up. And you get to the point where nobody thinks anything's real. There's no such thing as a natural disaster. Oh, I guess we don't live in a in a normal, dynamic realm anymore that, where it has good weather and bad weather and the cycles and everything. I guess that's just not a thing anymore. It's just all controlled. Somebody's pushing, but some evil motherfucker is pushing buttons somewhere, and every time there's a hurricane, it's because Dr. Doom pushed the hurricane button. It's like, you guys have removed yourselves so far from reality. It's like I don't know what that is. It's like some kind of weird psychosis that happens. I have no idea. But sometimes that shit just gets to me, and I'm like, dude, can you guys not be psychos for 5 minutes? Thank you for calling Coffee Talk. You're on with Karen B.
Hey, this is Dennis. What's happening?
Hi, Dennis.
Hey, if you need employment, I figured if you could figure out a way to do it, people would pay to listen to your rant.
Well, if you can figure out a way, you let me know. I'll try it.
Will do. Do you think for the flat Earth movement, I'm thinking, do you think it seems like there's, with the conferences going away, and it seems like there's less organization, but I did want to ask you, is there still going to be a conference tentatively? And what's the news with that? Have you heard anything?
You blacked out for a second. A conference tentatively where?
North Carolina.
Oh, well, Mark says he's in contact with some guy that is supposed to be planning one, but he hasn't told me anything about it. I have no idea if it's really happening or not. I told him to tell me, and he was like, okay, and then I just never heard anything.
Some guy sounds very questionable.
Well, he said his name, but I don't remember his name, and it's nobody that I'm familiar with, and apparently he was somebody that did, he's done Bigfoot conferences. Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea.
Okay. It seems that what I was saying a moment ago, it seems that a lot of people are doing individual things like Brian or myself. I'm going to school in the fall for 2 years. I've got GI Bill, and it's going to expire, so I got to use it. I've been planning to get an associate's degree, and so I'm going to go into mechanics. So I'll have a degree in science. But yeah, if I don't use it, it's going to expire in 2027. So I've got to start this fall, or it's not happening. So that's what I'll be doing. I'm glad that how do you say, I got my Mario Garza. I don't think he spoke at the last Flattoberfest because of the hurricane.
Yeah.
Or that's what I heard.
Yeah, he was supposed to, but then we couldn't get the computer and monitor and stuff set up, so he actually did not.
So literally the day before I moved to New Orleans, I recorded my documentary with him. It's not in the final version that I wanted, but it's I'm just looking at my work. I take a break to call you, and things start piling up, but I don't think it's okay. Anyway, I got that in a format that's flat, like a plateau, that it's something I'm going to return to later to improve it. But it's just at least I've got something down, and it'll be more professional. Like I say, it's something that's got a lot of content and knowledge, especially historical, that the rest of the flat Earth movement, or most people, it's more obscure knowledge all brought together, historical. But it's I think I need some work in the presentation department, and it's just like a lecture. So with not having the time, although with the university, I'm going to have to get I'll be forced to get a computer, laptop,